my kitchen. It's hot out today, and when the weather gets warm, there's nothing I like more than something cold and creamy. My guilty pleasure used to be going to the drive-thru of a certain popular fast food chain for a Frosty treat, and I have to say I've missed them. There are recipes on YouTube, and most of them include ice cubes. And I have to say it's okay. That's what I used to make. And then one day last summer I was making this and I didn't have any ice cubes. I kind of realized that at the last minute and was like, oh, what am I going to do now? Well, I don't have ice cubes, but I do have frozen strawberries, so let's try that. Game changer. So much better. So what we're going to do today is to make a Frosty with both frozen bananas and frozen strawberries. Finally, I'm going to add a step. It's totally optional at the end, but I think that it gives the whole thing a texture that is a little bit more like a Frosty or like soft serve ice cream and a little less like a smoothie. You don't need to do it, but I think it'll help. If you scroll down to the description box, you'll find a link to my ebook, 5 Healthy Salad Dressings. And if you click on that link, you'll be able to download it for free. So please check it out. So let's get started. To make this, you'll need a cup of unsweetened non-dairy milk. This is soy milk. You can use almond or rice or whatever you prefer. And 3 dates. This recipe is for 2 to 3 servings, depending on how hungry you are and how hot it is. Next thing is 2 tablespoons of unprocessed, this is 100% cocoa powder. No sugar, no milk or any kind of additives. And about a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just putting a little bit in. So what I'm going to do right now, before I add my frozen stuff, I'm going to pulverize the dates. I like to do that first. Just want to give this a little stir and scrape down the sides. So now I'm adding my frozen bananas. I always keep a big bag of frozen bananas in the freezer during the warm weather. I just buy a lot of them at one time and let them get overripe so that they're nice and sweet, and then I freeze them. And this is about the equivalent of 2 bananas, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to mix these up first because this is going to be a strain. You do need a high-powered blender to do this. A Ninja, a Vitamix, a Blendtec, maybe a NutriBullet might do it, but just a regular blender isn't going to cut it. And I actually burnt the motor out of a hand blender trying to make a smoothie with frozen fruit. If you don't have a high-powered blender, it won't work. Okay, and just a minute. Now I'm going to add my strawberries. Okay, that wasn't even a minute. That was like 30 seconds. How many strawberries do I add? I don't know. I put in two handfuls. It's about 6 or 7 strawberries that are pretty big. Okay. So you can just eat it as is. It is nice and thick and creamy. Delightful taste. It's nice and thick. However, just gonna, to make this even thicker, this is almost drinkable texture at this point. I'm gonna put it in this. It doesn't have to be a stainless steel. It can be ceramic or plastic or whatever you have. It just happened to be the right size container. Putting it in this container because I have the time. I'm going to put it in the freezer for half an hour. I'm going to set the timer, and then in half an hour I'm going to stir it because it's going to start to freeze along the sides of the dish. And I'm going to get a spoon and scrape that off and stir it in, and I'm going to repeat that maybe 3 times. And it'll just, because if I just stuck it in the freezer and let it freeze, it would freeze into one big solid mass, and I'd have to hack it apart or even put it in the microwave to get it apart. This will make sure that you keep that nice, smooth, creamy texture. Okay, this has been in the fridge for half an hour, and it's starting to freeze. I'm sorry, it's been in the freezer for half an hour, and you can see starting to freeze around the edges. So I am just going to scrape that off and stir it in. And here's another half hour, a little more frozen. And one more time. It's only been about 15 minutes this time. And I would say in another 20 minutes or so, it'll be ready to plate up. It's looking good. All right. This is just about ready. This is ready. Another hour, and it would have enough body to put into an ice cream cone. It almost has enough now. And I'm going to plate this up. And there we go. Yummy! So here it is. A cold dessert for a warm evening. Simply frozen bananas and strawberries with a little bit of chocolate in it. And it's a really yummy dessert. If you think you'll try it, and I hope you will, please like this video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my channel. If you click on the bell, you'll get a notification every time I upload a new video. And before I forget, please, if you scroll down to the description box, you'll find a link to my ebook, 5 Healthy Salad Dressings. And if you click on that link, you'll be able to download it for free. So please, check it out. Thanks for watching.